What's good, everybody? So today I wanted to talk to you about one of the most important things you need to do to have great transitions and just a great edit in general, and it actually has nothing to do with the way you edit and everything to do with the way that you film your footage. Before we get into that, in last week's video I asked you to comment and tell me what your favorite piece of filmmaking or photography gear you've bought is, so here are a bunch of those comments. I really appreciated and enjoyed hearing your responses, and if you want to be featured in next Saturday's video, just watch this tutorial and then go out this week and make an edit using the techniques that I'm talking about today. If you want to participate, send an edit to this email address by March 14th, and I know that's a pretty short time frame to work on this, so make sure that it's under 15 seconds long, and it also needs to be something that you made after watching this video, so don't go dig up something that you made 2 months ago or even last week. It needs to be something that you made using these techniques after you watch this. I'll pick out one of my favorites and feature it and shout you out in next Saturday's video, and this is something that I want to start doing more and more of, just to get you guys more involved with these tutorials and give you an incentive to go out, use these techniques, and make something on your own. That being said, let's talk about some ways that you can film your footage with the edit in mind. The first of which starts before you even get out and shoot that footage by writing a plan for what you're gonna shoot. I'm not talking about a script or a shot list or something like that. Deadass, just open up your phone's notes app and jot down a few ideas for what you wanna film. Since what I'm talking about here is cinematic sequences, or what you might call travel videos, the most important thing, in my opinion, is to pick a couple details of your location to emphasize. I shot this video in Asheville, North Carolina, and there's two things I think are really important about that location, one of which is the mountains, so I wanted to make it, kind of imply that vibe that it's like a little mountain town, and also just the fact that it's whack. Like, it's just a weird town. There's a giant Flatiron sculpture across the street from the Flatiron building. I got coffee in a double-decker bus. It's just a weird place. No hate, I mean, I like Asheville, it's one of my favorite places to shoot, but it's whack. So now that I've got a general idea of the vibe about this place that I'm trying to convey, I'm gonna find a couple of locations that I want to make sure to shoot at. For me, this was the double-decker bus coffee shop. I hadn't been there in like years and just knew I really wanted to go and shoot that specific spot, so I'm gonna make an effort to hit that spot and go from there to get more ideas for what I want to shoot. I know with narrative filmmaking, it's generally considered a terrible idea to write your story around one specific location, but I think for travel videos, it's a bit different because it's more of an anything goes style. So as long as that location that you pick fits into the place you're shooting, I think it's okay to pick a specific spot and go from there as a way to start and get ideas. After all, the main point of doing this is to kind of have some ideas to start with and really get the creativity flowing so that you can plan out a great shoot. You might even plan your shoot out and find that you don't really want to shoot at that location, like it doesn't fit into the video any longer. So the point of doing this is really just to have a starting point, get the creativity flowing, and have some ideas on the table. So once I have a general starting point of the vibe that I want to convey and the locations that I want to shoot at, I'm gonna try and come up with a very basic story for this. And I know this is where a lot of people are gonna get kind of freaked out. When I say story, I'm not talking about like writing out a full-on script for this cinematic travel video. I'm not gonna write out a character arc for me getting coffee. When I say story in regards to a cinematic sequence, I'm pretty much just talking about something very basic that can be the way you link together cinematic sequences. I decided to come up with a story based on the location that I was shooting at, so it's literally just me going to get a coffee at this coffee shop. And I know that's not like something deep or important, but it's something that gives the sequence a beginning and an end, links it all together, and makes it easier for the viewer to follow. So now that we've figured out kind of a direction for this video and where we want to start, it's time to finally go out and film. When you're filming, the absolute most important thing is to get as much coverage as possible. So if you're out and you're like, I wonder if I should get this shot, get the shot, dog. I know it can be a little bit frustrating to have all these extra clips that you don't end up using, but it's a million times better than needing a specific shot and not having it. One way to ensure that you get as much coverage as possible is to really make an effort to be thorough and cover one spot as much as you can. So if you're walking down the street and you see something you want to shoot, and you get one shot of it, and then you keep going, you see something else you want to shoot, get one singular shot of it. That's not gonna bode very well for your edit because you're gonna end up with a video that's just a montage of back-to-back clips of individual subjects. But if you're walking down the street, see something you want to shoot, and you decide to stop there, spend 5-10 minutes just getting a bunch of different clips, different vantage points of that subject, you're gonna have more options and you're gonna be able to really link those shots together and thoroughly give the viewer an idea of that spot. I've said in videos before that I like to get a close, medium, and wide angle of everything that I shoot, and this basically just allows me to either transition from wide to medium to close and get closer to that subject, or transition from close to medium to wide and kind of reveal the surroundings around it. Another shot that's important to make sure you get is an establishing shot. This is generally a wider angle showing your entire location. So I have shots of the inside of the smaller details of that coffee shop, but I also have a wide shot of the outside of the bus. I have shots of this restaurant here that are close-up shots of the detail in the mural on the wall, but I also have a wide shot of the entire front of that building. And this is the same as the wide, medium, close thing I talked about before, in that you don't necessarily have to show a wide shot at the beginning and then go to smaller details. You could have those details and then reveal that wider location at the end. The big takeaway here is to get as much coverage as you can, but I also think it's important when doing that to focus on getting the shots and capturing the things that are unique to your location. So basically, don't go out and film something that someone could find anywhere in the world. In Asheville, North Carolina, there is a sky, but in literally every other place on Earth, there is the exact same sky. So the viewer doesn't gain any knowledge of the location I'm portraying to them by me showing them a shot of the sky. Downtown Asheville has a lot of murals. In fact, they're kind of everywhere, so I made an effort to film those and get a lot of footage of them because they portray what's unique about the location. In addition to the things that you're filming, you also want to keep in mind the mood that you're trying to portray them in and stay consistent to that style. For my video, I wasn't trying to stick to like a moody style or particularly upbeat style or anything like that, but I was more just trying to have a style that was a bit more experimental and all over the place to kind of convey the diversity of art style and just weird stuff that exists in downtown Asheville. One thing that I know a lot of people will do when they're filming to stay consistent with their filming style is have a specific song that they want to use in the video and actually listen to it while they're filming. This is something that I prefer not to do because I like to pick the music based on the visuals as opposed to the other way around, but everyone's shooting style is different, so definitely try it out and see if this works for you. Even if you choose to do this, I think it's important to reserve some time to take out your AirPods or normal earbuds if you're broke like the rest of us, and take some time to just listen to the sounds of your location, because the sounds that you hear are going to be just as important in identifying what's unique about that place as the visuals are. So really just think about what you're hearing in addition to what you're seeing and how it's unique to that location, and you're going to be able to make a video that has a lot more of an impact in portraying what's unique about that place. And I actually made a video a while back all about location sound and how you can use it to identify a location to your viewer, so you can check that out and learn a lot more about the details of that by clicking right up there. And if you go really hard, you can go out of your way to record some actual audio of your own from that location to incorporate in the final video. Sometimes I'll take samples of the audio from my video clips and incorporate that, but I've never really taken like an audio recorder or something on a cinematic video shoot, but it's something I definitely want to try out and start doing more of. Most of what we've talked about is things that you can really think about before you even start filming, but I also think it's important to have some things that you're keeping in mind a bit more in the moment, like transitions. This can be on a very basic level, like pushing the camera forward in 2 shots so you have a smoother transition between them, or on a bit more detailed level, like how I saw this statue and had the idea to get 2 different focal lengths of it so that I could put this kind of swirly transition between it. Another idea that I had while I was out shooting was to have the video start and end with practically the same shot. This is something that I've been messing around with in a few of my videos lately, and I like it because I feel like it kind of implies to the viewer that you're completing that circle of the video, even if they don't necessarily realize that they're watching the same thing or, you know, a different location but very similar version of that location that they did at the beginning. And the final piece of advice I have for this video might seem a bit backwards, but it's just to not plan too much, or at least don't stick to your plan too much when you actually reach the location. I think having that sense of adventure and exploration is essential for not only enjoying what you're doing when you're out filming, but creating a video that has your own personality ingrained in it. I think if you're phoning it in and sticking to a specific set of things that you decided on before you even started filming, people are gonna tell that the video is not entirely genuine. So be willing to go off of that path that you've laid for yourself, do what you wanna do when you're out shooting, and you're ultimately gonna have a better video with more of your own personality in it, because that's what ultimately makes a great travel video. That being said, it is still unbelievably important and helpful to have that sense of direction and a starting point before you film. So I hope this video has shown you some ways that you can do that, and if it has, and if you've enjoyed it, do feel free to show your support, leaving a like on the video, sharing it with your friends, or even subscribing to my channel. I upload 2 new filmmaking tutorials every single week. Make sure to send something in so you can have a chance at getting featured in the next one. But that being said, that's all for now. Keep creating, and I'll see you in the next.